friends, how are you? I hope you are good. So in the previous video lecture I have taught you about the lipids, in which we have seen the introduction of lipids and functions of the lipids along with the classification of lipids. Today I am going to continue the lipids here, that is the lysophospholipid, plasmogens and cardiolipin. Before that I have to tell you that in last video lecture we have seen the classification of lipid, and in which we have seen the simple lipid. In the simple lipid we have seen triglyceride or triglycerol and waxes. So we have seen the properties, structure and functions of triglycerol or triglycerides along with the waxes. So now we are going to see the compound lipid. Already we have finished the simple lipid under the classification of lipid, that is given by the Blur, a scientist known as Blur. He has given the classification of lipid: simple lipid, compound lipid, derived lipid and the miscellaneous lipids. Now we are going to see in detail the compound lipids. What is my compound lipids? Compound lipids, they are the compounds which are having fatty acids with alcohol and a non-lipid structure called as the prosthetic group, which is non-polar. They are said to be the compound lipids. A prosthetic group will be there along with the esters of fatty acid with the alcohol. So these are the compound lipids. Under the compound lipids, the examples are the phospholipids, glycolipids and lipoproteins. So these are the substances which will have esters of fatty acids with the prosthetic group, and they are said to be the compound lipid. Today we will see the phospholipid. Phospholipids are classified into two groups: glycerophospholipids and the sphingophospholipid, as per the presence of the alcohol in its structure. In glycerophospholipid, glycerol is an alcohol which is present, and in sphingophospholipid, sphingosine is an alcohol which is present in its structure. So in glycerophospholipids we have already seen the examples: the phosphatidylcholine, also known as lecithin; phosphatidylethanolamine, it is also known as the cephalin; phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylinositol. Now today we are going to see lysophospholipid. It comes under the compound lipid. Now what is, first of all we will see the structure of the lysophospholipid. Here the structure is given here. A fatty acid is here, CH2, 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 and a phosphoric group will be also there connected with the oxygen, 4 oxygen molecules. It will be the head group, and this is a structure belongs to lysophospholipid. Now we see where these lysophospholipids are seen. Lysophospholipids are seen in the cell membrane, and these lysophospholipids are present in 8 different types which are encoded by separate genes. Phospholipids are the important structural component of the cell membrane. If you see the structure of the cell membrane, the phospholipids are present there, and in this cell membrane integral protein will be also there, and this integral protein, the cell membrane is composed of G protein coupled receptors. G protein coupled receptor. So this integral protein, they are the G protein coupled receptor. And what is the G protein coupled receptor? Here the G protein means the guanine nucleotide, guanine guanine nucleotide protein is known as G protein. And here if you see the role of the G protein coupled receptor, the receptor will get attached to the substances which are present outside of the cell, and it will passes the signals toward the G protein, and therefore it is said to be the G protein coupled receptor. Now if you see, the 8 types of lysophospholipid are present in the body, and they are encoded with the separate genes. Now we'll see the functions one by one. Here if you see the functions of this lysophospholipid, they carry out the functions for the development. Development will be takes place there. And the tissue regeneration. And as well as homeostasis is one of the important functions which is carried out by lysophospholipid in our body, that is homeostasis. So here you must know, homeostasis means the living organism should keep the internal environment in stable condition by providing the energy. Therefore it is said to be the homeostasis. Now we will see that this lysophospholipid, they carry the function of development, tissue regeneration and homeostasis. Tissue regeneration means if any cell is dead inside the body, then it is eliminated, so the new cell will be formed there, that is called as tissue regeneration of the cell. Now along with this, the lysophospholipid is also carry out one of the important function in our body, that is called as inflammation. Inflammation is nothing but it is a redness or the swelling structure can be there in the body, and this inflammation and swelling structures are reduced due to the painkiller like the diclofenac. Means it reduces the inflammation in our body by giving the painkillers like diclofenac. Now we can see that the another function is carried out by the lysophospholipid is arteriosclerosis. This is the process in which the deposition of cholesterol and fats takes place from inside the arteries, and a plaque can form there. Plaque will be formed there, and due to this plaque there will be the impairment in the blood flow. Therefore the diameter of the arteries will be reduced, and there will be impairment in the flowing of the circulation of the blood. Therefore it also the carry important function to reduce the arteriosclerosis in the body. Along with this, the cancers. If lysophospholipids are present in our body, so there can be less opportunities of the cancers. So here these are all functions which are carried out in our body by the lysophospholipids. Now we'll see the another important phospholipid, that is plasmogens. So here we'll see the structure of plasmogen. Plasmogen, here the structure is given R1, R2. These are nothing but these are the fatty acids, and they are connected with the oxygen molecule and the phosphoric. The phosphate group is connected with the double bond with oxygen molecule here, and this is the structure of the plasmogen. Now we'll see if these plasmogens in our body, they constitute 20% of the total phospholipid. They constitute 20% of the total phospholipid in the cell membrane. is of the plasmogen, and plasmogen is present in the body in two different forms. Plasmogens are nothing but they are the ether phospholipids. They are called as ether phospholipids. These ether phospholipids, they are of two types. The one is plasmonid and another is plasminid. So these are the two different types of the plasmogens which are present in the body, and you must know that these are the important phospholipid which is present in the cell membrane, and these phospholipids, they are synthesized by peroxisomes. They are synthesized by peroxisomes. It is nothing but the peroxisomes are the cellular organelles. They are the cellular organelles or the cellular component. So these peroxisomes, they synthesize the plasmogen, and the plasmogens are present in the cell membrane of nervous tissues and immune system and cardiovascular system. These cell membranes, they contain plasmogens. If you see the functions of the plasmogens, they carry out the function of antioxidant property in the body. Means that these antioxidants are nothing but they are the substances which are formed by the cell. Free radical and the antioxidant property means the antioxidants are formed by the cell. Free radicals and antioxidants are formed by the cell only, and these free radicals, they are just protected by the antioxidants. Free radicals are toxic in nature, but these molecules, they interact with the another molecule and they form H2O2 molecule. So here you must know that the free radical just it reacts with water and forms the H2O2. So here this antioxidant property is shown by the plasmogens in the body. Means they just protect the free radicals from the cell. Means that the free radicals, they are harmful for the cell, and therefore the free radicals are eliminated by the antioxidant property. In our food, so many antioxidant substances are present. So you must know that the antioxidant substances are present in food also. Another function of this plasmogen is that it protects lipoprotein particle. Lipoprotein particles are in different types, they are present in the body. For example, chylomicron, low density lipoprotein, very low density lipoprotein, and heavy density lipoprotein. So these particles are protected by the plasmogens in our body. These lipoproteins, they are protected by the body, and the lipoprotein particles are protected by the oxidative stress. Oxidative stress means whenever the imbalance will be there of the free radical and antioxidants, then the oxidative stress will be there, and due to this oxidative stress there will be the loss of the lipoprotein particles. Therefore the plasmogens, they protect the lipoprotein particles by the oxidative stress. Means that the free radical and antioxidants should be in a proper proportion. Therefore these particles or lipoprotein particles are just protected by the plasmogens in our body. Now we'll see another phospholipid is cardiolipin. Cardiolipids, they are seen in the inner mitochondrial membrane, and they carry out two important functions in our body. Here is a structure belongs to cardiolipin. Here the R1, it is a fatty acid joined with the oxygen molecule, double bond is there, another oxygen molecule and oxygen molecule, then again double bond oxygen molecule R2. This double bond oxygen molecule is connected with another fatty acid R1, R2, R3 and R4. They are the fatty acids which are present, and two phosphate molecules are there. They are joined with the double bond of oxygen, P and P. So here this is a structure belongs to the cardiolipin, and here you must know that OH group is also present, that is called as hydroxyl group. Cardiolipins are seen in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Cardiolipin, which comes under the glycerophospholipid. Now here the inner mitochondrial membrane shows cardiolipin, and this cardiolipin they carry out two important functions in the body. First one is the electrochemical potential for the substrate transport. So here the first function is carried out by this cardiolipin in our body is it shows the electrochemical potential for the substrate transport, and it also synthesizes ATP in the body. ATP is nothing but it is a adenosine triphosphate which produces energy in the body. So this ATP is formed, and this ATP formed means phosphorylation will be there. Phosphorylation is the process where ATP is formed. So here this ATP is formed here due to the cardiolipin in our body. Now we'll see the another phospholipid known as sphingomyelin. This sphingomyelin, you know that the compound lipids, they are classified as phospholipid, then glycolipid, lipoproteins. So we have seen the phospholipids, they are classified as the glycerophospholipid and the sphingophospholipid. These are classified as per the presence of the alcohol in their structure. Glycerophospholipid means presence of glycerol alcohol. Sphingophospholipid means presence of sphingosine alcohol in their structure. So this sphingophospholipid, sphingophospholipid. The example of sphingophospholipid is sphingomyelin. Myelin means you must know that these are present in the myelin sheath of the nerve. So here you must know that this sphingomyelin is the example of sphingophospholipid, and this sphingophospholipid contains sphingosine. Sphingosine alcohol. I already told you that the glycerophospholipid contains glycerol as an alcohol. Sphingophospholipid contains sphingosine as an alcohol. So here the sphingosine alcohol will be present in the sphingophospholipid, and example is sphingomyelin. Now we'll see the structure of sphingomyelin. We are seeing here the structure of N-acyl sphingosine 1-phosphorylcholine. So this is a structure belongs to the phospholipid, which is a compound lipid known as sphingophospholipid. This phospholipid contains sphingosine, an alcohol. It is 18 carbon compound in which the C2 group will contain the amino group, and the C1 and C3 will contain OH group. Now here you can see that the structure of the sphingophospholipid is there, phosphocholine structure is there with this amino group and phospholipid, and this sphingosine alcohol is there. Now here, and fatty acids are present, that is the R, they are the fatty acid. This is a structure belongs to N-acyl sphingosine 1-phosphocholine. Now if you will see these phospholipids, they are sphingophospholipid, they constitute 20% of the total phospholipid in the cell membrane. 20% of the total phospholipid which is present in the cell membrane, and they are also present in most of the tissues in 10 to 15%. They are also present in the nerve tissues. And ocular lenses also, they are also present in the ocular lenses, and they are also seen in high concentration in RBCs. Now this sphingophospholipid was first reported by a German scientist known as John L.W. in the year 1927. So if you see the function of this phospholipid, it shows the signaling, means signal are given by the receptors from outside of the cell towards the inside of the cell. So the signaling is one of the important functions which is carried out by this sphingophospholipid. The another function of this is, it is important for the cell growth and differentiation. Differentiation means that the cells will have a particular, not only cells but the different organs in the body, they will have a special features during the embryonic development. It is said to be the differentiation, means they occur, they receive or they possess these special features during the embryonic development. So it is called as differentiation. And the another important function which is carried out by the sphingophospholipid is apoptosis. Apoptosis is the process where the elimination of the cells will be there, and these cells will be the viral infected or the virus infected cells, and the cells which are dead in condition, they are, or the cells which are carcinogenic in nature, they are eliminated by the body, and this process is called as apoptosis. So apoptosis is the process where the elimination of the carcinogenic cell as well as the virus infectious cells are eliminated by the body. So this is the process known as apoptosis. So friends, today I have completed phospholipids and the different types of phospholipids in our body. In the next lecture, I will teach you in detail about the glycolipids. We are seeing this classification in details because it is very essential for the students of MBBS, and the MBBS student should learn in detail only the classification, not only writing the names of the classification, simple lipid, compound lipid, derivative, derived lipid and miscellaneous. You have to study in detail. Therefore, I am taking in detail the phospholipid we have completed. Now in a next lecture we'll see glycolipid. So friends, if you like my lecture, share it, give some comments and subscribe it. Thank you very much.